Here we have Polygon symbol MATIC versus the dollar, requested by Mr. Jack, and we are, or at least I'm looking at this as, you know, the correction to $2 has mostly played out right here. Does look like we're getting a bit of a higher low here in comparison to our last major low, right around about 180 or so. So I still look at this as generally good, and this low would also be accompanied by hidden bullish divergence come off this region as well. And this was kind of pulling back, or sorry, pulling back during a contraction of volatility. So I look at this first and foremost as long-term continuation of trend. I mean, it's been doing the same thing ever since essentially July, so I go with that until proven otherwise. We also see daily Jewel Light is starting to lose its downside curvature, which is usually a good sign that the downside correction is probably nearing its end for right now. 5-day and weekly are still, you know, long-term going to be good. I think you can very easily spend some more time within this region, maybe even grind out the lows once or twice more. But ultimately, I do like this area for a nice low side structure. Even when I go to the 4-hour right here, we do see many drives of bullish divergence come off the lows. So I'm looking for a short-term move back up somewhere around about 224 to 225. However, where do things change around, and where do I start to confirm this as a major low, not just for the 4-hour, but bleeding into the daily and higher term timeframes, would be on a 4-hour closure, actually above about 228. If I do see something like that, I'm looking for this one to actually put in some big rally attempts. There will be stops along the way, obviously, but I'd generally be looking back around about 267, and then long term, I'll just be looking for, you know, long term continuation here, obviously. But this is a lot more of a long term idea. If you're just on the short term timeframes, that's kind of where I'd be looking for. That's where things start to change around. Until then, you know, still correcto obviously here, but where would I call this one a little bit more in a precarious place? That would be with a 4-hour closure below about a $1.92 in this case, and at that point, I would be looking for another move all the way down to about a $1.75 to a $1.80, and at that point I would no longer be long-term bullish on this one. I would say that the long-term structure is starting to, you know, be broken. But here's the thing, look at the monthly. The monthly is still good. We see a backfill on last month open. That is okay, that is fine. And that is kind of to be expected, but that would also imply that we do see continuation of new all-time highs, maybe this month, probably February, if that is going to hold true. So this one is kind of on like a timer here for the macro in this case. I also want to check out momentum from a stochastic perspective, just to see you know, where it's kind of aligning with, and see if that kind of fits my biases here as well based off of the general analysis. And yeah, daily turns back up from a very low level, might I add, with any sort of a closure today above 199, which is good, obviously. 12-hour, same thing, 196, so even better, building below it. And we see the 6-hour already there, 197, so building even below that. And 4-hour is already up well above $2. So I do think that this one's probably setting a nice little low right here. You know, there's going to be some ebbs and flows in the short-term timeframes, obviously, but you know, I'm going to favor the charts that have been acting strong. Again, the big area to be aware of to the upside is about a $1.28, I think it was on a 4-hour. Whatever this high is right here. Actually, it's 229 in this case. So anywhere above there, I do start to look at this one as, okay, correction is over, and we have our next higher low in, and we would naturally have some hidden bullish evidence to accompany that as well, which is going to target moves, you know, back into the deeper $2 over time. So again, a lot more of a longer term play here, but you can kind of see it in motion. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Polygon. So